Hi, and welcome to my PM skincare routine, Clean Beauty Babe approved, of course. I've done a video called Skincare on a Budget about 7 months ago. You can look for that. I've done a video on my AM skincare routine, Clean Beauty. I've never done my PM skincare routine. So if you want to know how I keep this almost 54-year-old face looking, not bad, for almost 54. Of course I have signs of aging, but I've never had procedures or surgery of any kind, no laser treatment. So I feel like I represent kind of middle America, mainstream women in America who are aging and maybe don't have the budget. Believe me, I would love to go get all this pulled, but there's no money for that right now. My kid needs braces and my husband needs braces, and I have trees to take down all around my house, 80-foot trees. So no facelift in my future. Let's talk about what's working for me. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel, Clean Beauty Babe. I am Michelle Spieler, an over 25-year professional makeup artist. But I am here today just as a gal who's about to turn 54, who has not done any type of surgery or procedures, and I'm just trying to age the best I can on the budget that I have. And for me, that's skincare. So I want to talk to you today about my nighttime skincare regimen. I've called it regime on and off for years. I know, it's regimen. I'm so sorry. This is not going to be a super polished video. I'm not one of those big YouTubers that has someone to edit for me. I do it all myself. It's very time consuming. So if you could subscribe, it would mean the world to me, because I'm a one-man show here and it is a lot of time. But I love to share what works for me. I don't come to you as an expert in skincare. Obviously, I don't have a doctorate or a medical degree, but I do have 25 years doing makeup for camera, high def, even before high def, and I've done print, commercial, TV, film in Hollywood, and now here on the East Coast. I've worked on women and men of all ages, from little tiny kids. I did a commercial last week with the most beautiful baby, and I got to hold her between scenes. I've worked on very mature women who are concerned about aging and being on camera. I've worked with all ethnicities. One benefit of growing up in Los Angeles is I got to learn how to make women of color happy. I learned makeup on African American women, not white women. And so I'm sorry, white gals, but when I switched to Estee Lauder in 1992, I was just so bored with the colors, because the black women in the 90s wore beautiful bright colors in a gorgeous soft way, and I love color. I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Illustration. I used to work in the animation industry before I got into makeup. And so I learned how to do African American makeup on women of all ages. I learned how to do women of Eastern descent, particularly women. We had a large Iranian and Lebanese community in Beverly Hills and in the Valley. And I learned how to cover very dark circles without making them look ashy. I did tons of weddings on Indian and Pakistani brides because I did the beautiful rich colors and could hide their dark circles. I got very good at Asian, oh my gosh, very good at Asian makeup, and women of all ages. I had an Asian woman who used to follow me all over Los Angeles, and she was so cute. I can't remember her name, but she was an Oneida flatware salesperson, Oneida flatware, and she gifted me this big, beautiful set of flatware. I mean, it was just, when you can help someone, and now we have, we live in a day and age of Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube, and so I feel like women of color are represented well, and women understand how to do their makeup. But back in the 90s, that was not the case, and I attribute all of that to my training at MAC Cosmetics, because we had foundations and color range that could accommodate all women, all races, all ages. It was incredible. So I'm an expert in that, but I am not an expert in anything else except aging. except estrogen leaving the body. So, you know, I really appreciate the follows. I really appreciate that you're here because you're not looking for the super polished video. I don't use filters. I love, you know, I love for you to see my skin. You can see that I have that, you know, pinkish purple under the eye. You can see I have the wrinkles, the crinkles, you know, the sunspots. My face is falling. I talk about that a lot. It's such a source of contention for me. But I've done pretty well for 54 years because I stopped tanning my face at 20. Now, if you follow Angie Hot and Flashy on YouTube, I really like her. I've been following her off and on for probably about 6-7 years. She's 58, I believe, never had surgery. But what I like about her is she's very honest that she was kind of a sun worshiper up till 50. And if you look at her skin, she's done remarkable things in 8 years. So I don't want anyone out there thinking it's too late for me. It's never too late to take your skin seriously. And the reason why I do talk about skincare a lot, ladies, is because if your skin doesn't look good, your makeup won't. Okay, you can put pearls on a pig, but it's still gonna be a pig, right? So we have to work on the real issues, and that is really refining our skin, making our skin as beautiful and glowy as it can possibly be, and then the makeup will fall into place and it'll look so beautiful and so natural, and you'll glow and you'll shine, okay? And a lot of that comes from inside as well. So I am going to talk to you, everything today I'm going to talk to you about, I actually paid for with my own money. So there's no product placement. One thing I hate about YouTube is there's no differentiation between a brand who's paying me to talk about them, and P.S. I turn down 2 to 3 brands every week. So I'm very discerning in who I speak about, and I have to love the product. And when a brand approaches me, I always say, you're welcome to send it. I'm going to let you know right now, if I don't love a product, I will not talk about it. There's no strings attached with you sending me product. If I love it, I'll talk about it, and then we can talk. Some brands just send free product and want you to talk about them. Some brands send you free product and pay you. But there's no differentiation on YouTube about if somebody sent me a product and I'm just talking about it because I love it and I didn't have to pay for it, or if they're actually paying me to do a YouTube or a TikTok or an Instagram. Maybe we can get that changed in the future, because I hate it when I have to put paid promotion, but all I'm talking about is a few free products a company sent me and I love them and I want to tell everyone about it, okay? But I turn down brands all the time, so I'm not going to be one of those talking heads that just accepts every product, every brand in the world. I'm already overwhelmed with the brands that are waiting in my office for me to try. And I can't just try skincare one night and tell you I love it. It has to be over the course of a few weeks, so this all takes time. I owe you a summer concealer video. I keep saying every week, next week, next week, next week. But I had an incredible clean beauty brand, a pretty big one, send me a concealer yesterday, and I have to sneak it in the video, but I have to use it a few days to see how it looks in the morning, how it looks in the evening before I tell you I love it, because if I don't love it, it's not in the video. So I will be shooting my summer concealer video probably this Sunday, because I'm out of town next week on work, and that's another thing. It's so hard to fit in a YouTube video every single week. I'm an actual real working makeup artist. I just finished a huge film, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. One of my favorite books as a kid. And we work 14, 15, 16-hour days, and that doesn't include the hour commute each way for me. So I'm pooped, but I show up and I do this because I love to help, okay? So let's start right now. A little over a year ago, the quarantine hit, 2020. I was kind of running out of all my skincare, and I thought, you know, money's tight, we're going into quarantine. As a makeup artist, I was cut off from all work for a few months, but I had a little chunk of money that I needed to invest in my skincare, and I thought, what is the skincare in the last 5 or 6 years that really made my skin beautiful and I felt beautiful? And the answer was Beautycounter, just undeniably Beautycounter. And I had not tried their Countertime anti-aging line before. So I looked to sign up for Beautycounter. I tried it years ago and loved it, used some products off and on. And for, you know, a certain amount of money, because it was quarantine, they were having a special, you know, get in as a consultant and it's like dirt cheap and then you get a 25% discount. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm all about a discount. So I signed up, not to grow a team, not to be part of an MLM, because Beautycounter is also a direct website, so you don't have to have a consultant. They also have brick and mortar stores. They were also at Target for a limited edition of time. They were at Sephora for a limited edition of time, and they are also on Goop and I believe Credo. So you can get Beautycounter anywhere. You don't have to go through me, but I would love your business and I would love to be able to help you. But I just want you to know there's such a bad rap with MLMs, and I get it. I've been with them before. I've been with different MLMs. I signed up for Beautycounter just for the discount. I'm not looking to grow a team. I don't have time to grow a team. I'm literally in it for the discount. And if I can help you get into the most beautiful skincare I've ever used, and I'm saying this as someone who receives a new clean beauty brand of skincare almost every single week, I still go back to my Beautycounter, okay? So the first thing I do every single night is, if I am wearing makeup, I will use a cleansing oil to take off all my makeup. I love cleansing oils. I've been using them since the 90s. Oil breaks down oil, oil breaks down silicone, oil breaks down SPF, which can be hard to get off. So I will massage this all over my face. I will either, take a warm washcloth and wipe it off, or I will splash it off. If I splash it off, sometimes I like to follow up with a double cleanse, and I'll use a foaming cleanser. I'm not telling everyone they have to do a double cleanse, but those of you who know, you know. It's just part of an Asian skincare regime. A lot of Asian women double cleanse. I think it's undeniable that they have some of the most beautiful skin on earth. So then, just to make sure I got off everything, I might go in with my Thayer's unscented, especially around the hairline and perimeter of the face, but some nights I don't, okay? And then I go into our essence. It's a milky toner, but it's not really, I don't want to say it's a toner, it's an essence. It's like almost like a milky moisturizer, okay? And it smells sublime, and we don't add fragrance. We're a clean beauty brand here at Beautycounter, so any scent in it is all natural. And I just press it into my skin. It makes me so happy. It gives your skin, because of the hyaluronic acid in it, it gives it that little bit of plumping. It gives it a bounce. It makes you just feel moist. I know some people hate that word, but it's just incredible. And that is the essence, the Countertime essence. Now listen, hear me out. You're thinking, I don't need an essence. Maybe you don't, but what it does is it preps your skin for what's next to come, okay? I want you to think of a sponge in the kitchen. Maybe you use sponges, maybe not, because they harbor bacteria, but take a dry sponge and run water over it, and it'll just kind of run right off, right? The sponge is kind of dry and hard, and it'll run right off. But if you take that sponge, you run it under the water and get it wet, and then really wring it out so that it's damp but not full of water, then pour water on it. The water doesn't run off, it goes into the sponge and the sponge soaks it up. That's your essence. Your essence is like a damp sponge soaking up everything that comes next. So this is why the Asian cultures use essence, because it is such an important step to the next steps, okay? Then I go into our tripeptide serum at night, and this is amazing. It's probably the best serum. Let me think carefully. It's probably the best serum I've ever used. Yeah, it probably is. I also love the Vichy 89, but Vichy 89 scores a 4 on EWG.org. Not everyone's that comfortable going with a Vichy 89 or a score of 4. It's French, I believe. I'm not sure if it's 100% cruelty-free, so I haven't repurchased it, but I loved Vichy. But I only used Vichy before makeup. I never used Vichy at night. I've always used my tripeptide serum, which has peptides, ceramides, and some more hyaluronic acid. It just feels incredible. it just makes your skin feel years younger when you use it, okay? So see how we're starting to get that plumper, I don't want to say tighter because there's no firming in it, but you know, you are plumping your skin, and when you plump your skin, you are going to feel like you're getting a little bit firmer or more of a bounce to your face, which is important for our age, okay? Then I always go into an eye cream, and never dip your fingers, ladies. Even if our fingers are clean, we harbor bacteria. So I always take a little tiny spatula, and you don't need much. See how little that is? You don't need much. You do not need much for eye cream. That's why I can make that eye cream, because I use, oh my gosh, it feels so good. It's probably the best eye cream I've ever used. The only other one I liked as much as this is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream for eyes. And honestly, I got that a couple years ago in a sample. I don't know how much it is. I think it's over $100. I don't know if it's clean, but I did love the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream for eyes. But this is the Countertime Renewal Eye Cream, and I can keep this for about easily 6 months, easily, okay? Because you saw how little I used. Then I would use our Supreme Cream. This is like La Mer, okay? But totally clean. This is like our La Mer. Now, if you are not dry, now all of this can be used for all skin types, by the way. If you are not dry, mature skin, you might just want to use the antioxidant soft cream. This is completely beautiful at nighttime. But I just have that mindset where I like something richer and heavier at night, even in the summer, because I'm using tretinoin, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. So this is a great nighttime and daytime moisturizer if you just want to do an easy one moisturizer. This is it, the antioxidant soft cream. But I'm going to use the Supreme Cream. Again, I'm going to use my spatula. Now I take more, right, because it's for my face, so I take a little bit more. And it is just thick, but it doesn't sit on top of your face. It absorbs in, and when you wake up in the morning, you are going to feel incredibly, incredibly hydrated. You'll wake up with beautiful plump skin. So that's the Supreme Cream. I think you can, I'm pretty sure you can buy the whole, if I have leftover, I put it under here. You can buy the whole collection. I think the eye cream might be separate. I think there's a collection you can buy all of it with eye cream or without eye cream. And when they're bundled in a collection, you get a discount automatically. So that's something to think about. But that's what I use from Beautycounter every other night. Because hear me out. So I also use, real quick, I will use my Frownies, but not right away, because this Supreme Cream is really, really thick and hydrating, and my skin's already starting to drink it in. So I will wait about 10 minutes. I will take my Frownies patch. Again, I paid for it. They're not paying me. They didn't send this to me. I bought this box a few months ago, and a couple months ago, and look, I've only got this many left. You get 144 patches, but every row of patches is it's 2 patches. So I will take this patch after 10 minutes when this is all absorbed in. I will run this patch, see the shiny side? I will run it under warm to hot water, and I'll rub it around so it's really coated, and I put it down on my counter, and when it starts to curl up like this, I stick it on, and I just kind of press it everywhere, and it keeps my face in place. Especially, this is they don't make one for gels, but right here, those deep, deep, deep 11s, and I have 111s, I have 3 deep lines, woof. And then when I sleep like this half of the face drops, and when I sleep here, this half of the face drops. So yes, you better believe I use my Frownies patches. So let me talk to you about the nights that I use Tretinoin, because when I use Tretinoin, I will usually start with, if I usually will do the CeraVe cream to foam cleanser. Don't get the CeraVe hydrating cleanser. I can't stand it. This one comes out creamy and it lathers up. I wouldn't say foamy the way this gets kind of foamy. I would say this gets lathery. This humongous bottle is like 20 bucks. It's huge. I've had this since last summer. So I will take my makeup off with this. Again, I will use some Thayers to make sure I got all the makeup off. And then this is important, hear me out. I will use the moisturizer while my face is still damp, the moisturizer from Curology. I will use that all over my face, and then 1 pump of my prescription. Curology is a prescription base. You fill out a form about your skin, you send them pictures, and a real dermatologist reaches out to you with your prescription. My prescription, the Michelle Spieler prescription, is Tretinoin 0.009%. I think that's the lowest you can get. Tranexamic acid is 5% and niacinamide is 4%. One pump is the size of a pea. And I take it and I dot it all over, and then I kind of pat it in. And then, hear me out, so that I wake up with pretty skin and I don't wake up flaky, I will wait a little bit for that to absorb in, and then I will go in with either my Beautycounter Supreme Cream, because it's thick, or even this La Roche Posay Lipikar. Okay? This stuff is thick. Let me show you this. I got a sample of this, otherwise I would have never known about this. The Lipikar is a intense repair moisturizing cream. This humongous bottle is maybe $20. I got it at Ulta, but I think you can get it at Walgreens, CVS. It's really heavy. It is thick. The reason why I will use a thick cream after that Tretinoin has sunk into my face is because with the Tretinoin can you can wake up with irritated skin and flaky. So I feel like this just does a double moisture lock-in. I'll do their sheer moisturizer that they sent me, the Tretinoin, wait about 10 minutes, and then do a thick moisturizer to lock it all in, and it's amazing. I'm gonna put this on my other hand because that feels so good. Then in the morning, my skin looks pretty good, and I'll do that every other night. So I do my Beautycounter the nights I don't do Tretinoin. I do the Tretinoin every other night. I'm trying to work up to every night, but I can't without getting irritated. Then the next morning, this is important, I'm not always a face cleanser the next morning because I'm on the drier side, because I'm mature skin, but I do think it's important to use their gentle cleanser. It's really nice too. It doesn't take makeup off, so I only use it in the morning. I'll use the gentle cleanser, and then I take one of these little silicone pads and lightly, so lightly, I'll do some circular motions, because for some reason, this area and this area, I'll get flaky. I'm fine through the middle. I get no flakes here, no flakes here, no flakes even right here. But for some reason, right, these parenthesis lines and up here, I get these weird little tiny flakes, and you don't notice it till you put SPF and makeup on the next day, and it's, ugh, I can't stand it. Okay, so there you have it. I think that's everything. I think that's everything I use. Another thing that is great is if you don't go this route, if you don't do Tretinoin, then what I did before Tretinoin is every other night I would use the overnight resurfacing peel, which has a couple different acids in it, and I think it's lactic and fruit acid, so glycolic. It's amazing. It's amazing. If you want to wake up with baby soft skin, This right here was my gateway drug back to Beautycounter. I tried this and I could not believe my skin the next morning. And for me to say that when I've tried everything in the world, every brand in the world, that says something. So you wouldn't really necessarily use this and this. You have to be very gentle. If you're using Tretinoin or Retin-A or Retinol, you have to be very careful of acids. But if you're someone who doesn't do this route, this is amazing every other night. And you could put this on, you know, every other night and then wait a few minutes and then just do a nice moisturizer after it if you want, and an eye cream. Okay, I hope that helps. I'm sorry this ended up being so much longer than I thought, but I just really wanted to be, you know, very thorough in what I use. I will say that Wednesday, my final day on Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, we did a scene with a bunch of PTA moms, and one woman sat in my chair. Her skin was just beautiful. I could tell she was older than me. I wasn't sure how much. I said, do you mind if I ask your age? And she said, I'm 58. And I said, she didn't have any jowls, so right there I'm always like, what are you doing differently? But what I loved about her response was, she's like, well, I am an esthetician. And I said, what's your skincare regimen? Tell me what you tell others. Tell me what you use. And she said, honestly, the simpler the better. You need a good cleanser. You need a good moisturizer. You need a SPF every single day. And I said, I absolutely agree. I said, what do you feel about, you know, vitamin C in the day and retinol at night? She said, absolutely. But she's like, all of these, like, you know, 12-step systems, it's too much. It doesn't work for every skin type, and the simpler the better. So I know I just threw a lot at you, but it's really not that much when you become on autopilot and you can just throw a few, you know, 3, 4, 5 products on your face every single night. It's really gonna pay off. That same day, there was another girl on scene, and I would say she was more 30s. I couldn't stop staring at her skin. She was Korean. She had that beautiful, full, plump face, tight skin, or firm, or taut, whatever you want to call it. I got up into her face like this. I couldn't see a pore on her face. She had lily white skin. I mean, I was just, I said, I've never seen skin like this in person. Your skin is phenomenal. And she said, well, thanks. I put 100 products on it every night. I'm all about layering. So see, I have a 58-year-old telling me less is more, simple, simple, simple. And then I have this younger Korean with the most beautiful skin in my life that says, I layer. So it really depends on you. You get to decide. You get to be your own guinea pig, trial and error. But if you need any help with Beautycounter, I will put the link under the title. You can always reach out to me personally and talk to me about anything. The Countertime line is definitely anti-aging, but I really think that's my audience, is women over 40. So it's time, you know, it's time to step it up and take good care of your skin. If you can only go the drugstore route, I've done a whole video called Skincare on a Budget. I did it back in December. And then I also did a whole video called my AM skincare routine. But this is my nighttime because I wanted to incorporate my Tretinoin every other night and my Beautycounter anti-aging every other night between that. So I hope that helps. Please subscribe. It helps me so much to grow my channel, to grow this audience, this really cool community of women. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate feedback. I love hearing what works for you. Other people read comments too. And so it just, I think the more dialogue we have about all of this, the better education and knowledge for everyone. Bye for now. I promise I'll come back with a summer concealer video next Saturday.